hymn 170. Today morning when I woke up, I looked into it again and I saw something else. You always see something else when you come to these hymns. Yeah? Every time you will see some kind of thread which is invisible unless you dwell long enough on the text. So here the first line, Vanema purvih ariyo manisha, Vanema purvih ariyo manisha, Agnih sushoko vishvani ashyah. This first line was kind of surprising to me this time. So here I wrote a new interpretation of this possible. May we enjoy a vast and manifold aspiration to knowledge of the aspirant within us. So Aryah is the one who is constantly moving forward. Let me start with mantra. Sorry, I feel something is missing. Vang me manasi pratishthitam, mano me vachi pratishthitam, aviravirma edhi, vedasyama anisthaha, shrutam me ma prahasihi, anena dhetena ratran. Samdadhami, ritam vadishyami, satyam vadishyami, tanmamavatu, tadvaktaramavatu, avatu mam, avatu vaktaram, avatu vaktaram. Om Shanti. Shanti, Shanti. So this first verse, Vanema, I will run through them till the moment we stopped. Vanema purvi hariyo manisha agni sushoko vishvani ashyah. Could be translated a bit different. May we win, we translate. May we win, Sri Aurobindo translates the many reaches. May the fire flaming high with his light master by the thinking mind take possession of all things that are. And I saw today a bit different. Vanema can be also not may we win, but may we enjoy. Partake and enjoy, because one root has two meanings, to enjoy and to conquer. And we spoke about this, that conquering is actually appropriating and enjoying. So joy comes with becoming one with, yeah? And becoming one with is appropriating or partaking or tasting. Yeah? So Vanema, may we enjoy purvih manisha. May we enjoy a vast, purvih can be translated as vast or in many places, in manifold, vast and manifold aspiration to knowledge. Manisha, I'm translating. Interestingly, manisha is a difficult term. It has manas in it, man, root, to know, and also this ish. Isha, interesting, which is the most probably from the root to seek, to aspire. From here, ichati, other roots there. So to seeking the mind, seeking the formation of knowledge, or aspiring to knowledge. And it is translated mainly as the wisdom, or thinking mind. Sri Aurobindo translates master by the thinking mind, Ariyo Manisha. But here I kind of thought that it is what Purvih Manishah, many aspirations towards knowledge or towards the formation in the mind of the noble one, Arya, who is Arich, who is an aspirant, who is always aspiring, moving forward from root 3, to always grow, to always proceed forward, to rise. This is a good word, to rise in consciousness. So may we enjoy a vast and manifold aspiration to knowledge of the aspirant who is within us, definitely, that aspirant fire, flame. May Agni partake, and again, or enjoy Ashyach. Root Ash has two meanings: to reach, realize, and to enjoy, the same as man. Again, which confirms the same idea that reaching, obtaining, realizing, and enjoying, eating, partaking is the same meaning, or close meaning in the psychological sense. So may we enjoy the vast manifold aspiration to knowledge of the one aspirant in us. May Agni, that aspirant in us, partake or enjoy all things flaming perfectly. Basically, this is the invocation to this deeper aspiration in us, kindling the fire within us. Yeah. This is interesting. So that was my, and then knowing all the divine actions, this flame within us, and the birth of mental beings born in the body I changed. Shibenda says of human beings, working the divine workings, and knows the birth of the human being. Manushasya janasya janma. So you can see the whole vision. Yeah? So may we enjoy all manifold aspirations to knowledge by the aspirant within us, who, as Agni, perfectly flaming Sushokach, Vishvanyashyach, enjoys all universal things. And knowing he, that aspirant within, or that Agni, knowing all the actions and characteristics of the divine, and knowing the birth of every mental being here in the body. So he knows how the divine powers act, and he knows every birth of that power, or the form of that power in the physical form. And that's how he enjoys all things, universal things. And then, Garbho yo apam, Garbhovananam garbhashchastatam garbhashcharatham adrauchit asmai antardorone vishamna vishvo amrita svadhih. He is the embryo of the waters, of the heavenly waters, or the primary waters of creation, the embryo of the forests, Vananam, or the child of the enjoyments, the embryo of all that move and move not. He, embryo means in this sense, son, offspring, offspring of all that moves and moves not. And he entered even the infinite stone, this infinite rock, bedrock of inconscient. For him, for whom we do not know for whom he entered there, for someone, Shobindu says for human being, for us, he entered even there, deep into the inconscient. And in the house, he is like the overpresent one, omnipresent one, uniting all other beings who came here, immortal with the perfect power of concentration. Suwadhi, I changed my translation, or Shobindu translates a perfect thinker. the mind works in such a way that it has a capacity to focus our consciousness on any object of sense, and in that sense it is the power of concentration. So, and su adhi, with the perfect power to fix consciousness upon anything. Yes, somebody was saying.
I have a quick question here, Vladimir. Is he referring here to the aspirant or to Agni?
To Agni, who is aspirant in us, yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was the whole passage before that. That aspirant in us is actually him. And we are seeking the enjoyment or the fulfillment in knowledge, aspiring to knowledge as he does. And in that sense, he is flaming perfectly. When he is flaming perfectly, he should or may enjoy all universal things. Because with this knowledge and comprehension which we aspire to, we will be able to enjoy through him all the universal things. There was another thought about this the other day that I had, that we are actually this oneness, which looks like a little bit dull idea, no? The oneness of the world, that it is one and everywhere is the divine, is actually a very powerful idea. It gives us possibilities to discover many facets of reality in many different new relations. Well, this is what I wanted to bring. So this comprehension through oneness is actually the most creative idea.
Can you give an example?
For example, when we think about relations like between things in different times, in different contexts, we discover more and more the qualities of the infinite. So it was a trick. It was the way to manifest, the infinity or the infinite qualities of the divine in their relations in time and space. So basically the idea of oneness, when we seek oneness, through oneness we comprehend, not through the difference. We see the difference when we seek oneness, that unique presentation of the one, of that or this object or subject. So in that sense, when we seek that aspiration to the higher comprehensive knowledge of oneness, we kindle the fire who should enjoy all things, because this is a great joy to discover those qualities within the difference.
I don't think it is dull idea, Vladimir. I think it is the only useful idea, actually, if you look at it, because I feel especially in conflicts, especially when you're not, especially with people or, conflicted spaces, if you just start to see, oh, this person is just like me, or this, like if you approach the entire conflicted spaces through this whole idea of oneness, I mean, this is the only way to solve is what I have figured out. You can't solve it with the mind. You can't solve it with emotions and past and memories and baggages. If you just at that moment say, oh, this person has two eyes also like me. This person is crazy like me. This person also does this thing like that. He also did that. I also did that. Oh, we are same. Oh no, now you don't harbor negative feelings, and that way you can resolve any conflict, whether it is people or relations or I think even countries or religion or all that.
I agree.
It's not a dull idea. It's a very smart and doable idea if you understand that how it is not really a far away, divine, infinite kind of idea. It's a very practical, like a very tangible, like it's a real thing. It's difficult, but it is possible.
Well, through empathy, we discover our commonality with others. And I think empathy is one of the indications of grasping the concept of oneness as a reality.
Right. Well, when I said looks like a dull idea, I didn't mean that it is a dull. I just wanted to say that it is the most creative idea ever. So the most perfect, powerful. Yeah, I didn't recognize where this kind of surprise comes of the comprehending new facets of reality. I thought if oneness is mentally, if you think oneness, what is there to really to see anything fresh, or new? If oneness is like a dull, everything is one and that's it in the mind. But when you start applying it to every context, you discover more and more elements and start comprehending and enjoying the reality. And this is what this oneness is doing from behind. Yeah? It's not visible totally, but when you assume that oneness and approach the diversity, you start valuing the diversity much more, because it connects to the oneness, to the infinity. Everything is infinity, a manifestation of this one beautiful, one omnipresent, omniscient, omnipotent, who is manifesting himself either in weakness or in dullness or in this, in that, in different forms, in different qualities. And everything becomes like some kind of marvel. Yeah. So this oneness has a very powerful influence on our perception of things, if we don't take it only conceptually, mentally. Yeah? So that's what I wanted to say. So in this case, this particular verse is interesting because may we, so to say, may we enjoy, that's what he says, or realize, obtain, may we enjoy the manifold riches or manifold aspiration to knowledge. Aspiration to knowledge is this constant growth or seeking the divine, yeah, or comprehension, which will allow us to enjoy the reality. If we are seeking the meaningful elements of all in the oneness, this is what I wanted to say, then this flame is growing more and more, and he becomes as it is said, he is the Sushoka, he's flaming perfectly, yeah? And he enjoys all the things. So we find in all things the divine meaning. So this is why Manisha word is here. Manisha is hiding behind this psychological process of enjoyment through comprehension.
You froze.
Oh, I did.
Frozen for everyone or just for me?
I hear you.
I think
I think it's me. Yeah. Am I normal already?
You froze. Yeah. Now you're normal.
Okay. This is something which I'm not in control with, unfortunately. Here. All right. Let's then go ahead. So this kind of finding and the divine in all the forms through Agni, through our aspirant within, who knows all the divine actions and characteristics and birth of every human being or every creature in the body here, who has the mind. He is the son of the waters. He is the son of the forests or the greenery, the soma, this ambrosia. He is the son of all that stays and moves. He even entered into Adri, into this infinite inconscient rock for the one, for Asmai, for him, for Sri Aurobindo says for man, it could be for any being who is doing here the sacrifice. Antardurone, he is inside the house with doors. Vishamna Vishvach, he is universal of all the peoples. Amritach, immortal, Suadhich, the one who has perfect concentration. Basically, with this perfect concentration, he can achieve anything. He can focus consciousness on any action. He's the divine will. As Veda translates. And then, Sahi Kshapavan Agni Rainam Dashad Yo Asma Aram Suuktaich Etachikitvo Bhumani Pahi Devanam Janma Mritascha Vidvan. The fire is the master of the nights, Kshapavan. He gives of the riches to him who prepares for him the sacrifice with the perfect words. O thou who art conscious, guard as the knower these worlds and the births of gods, of the gods and mortal man. I made a little different interpretation. He is indeed the master of nights, the flame of the riches. He should give to the one who prepared the sacrifice by hymns. Give, this is an interesting word. He should give maybe the riches, or maybe he should impart himself onto the one who prepared the sacrifice by hymns. O conscious one, protect all these worlds by filling them with your presence, knowing the births of gods and mortals. So he knows all the births of the gods and mortals, yes, of all the powers, of all the creatures here in whatever form. This we read, but interesting, the master of the nights and the flame of the riches. Why master of the nights? Because he is flaming there. Yeah. I cannot manage this page by page. Vardhan yam purvi, here we stopped. Kshamo virupa statushcharatham rita pravitam aradhihota suvarnishattah krenvan vishvani apamsi satya. Many different nights, so many nights of different forms have increased him. Purvih kshapo virupa, of different forms, kshapach, the nights, purvih, many, vardhan, increased him. Whom, literally, yam, whom they increased. The fire who came forth from the truth, who is the stable and the moving. Statushcharatham, rita pravitam. Pravitam moved forward from the rita. Aradhihota suvarnishattah. Who is the, again, am I frozen again? No. Who is the stable and the moving, the priest of the call? He is the achieved. He is achieved for us. He is achieved for us, notice. Seated in the sun world, making true all our works. Here, there are a few interesting kind of difficulties with grammar. Aradhi means it's a passive voice. I translate here, the invoker is realized, or the summoner of the gods is realized, seated within the Svar world. So he is realized when he is totally seated within the sun world, making true all the actions, all our activities. If our flame is rising to the sun world, all our activities become true, meaningful, powerful, effective. So the purpose is of Agni, of aspiration, to reach the sun, to rise to the heavenly flame. So this Agni is of three kinds. So he is flame of in heaven, that is the sun, flame in Antariksha, that is Vayu, and flame on earth, that is Agni. So triple Agni. And once it is united, our actions become meaningful, powerful, effective. They are not effective because our aspiration is not reaching the heavenly flame. So once they are united, heaven and earth are united, then we have full effectivity in our action, efficacy. So here, interesting few thoughts. Many different nights nourished him, made him grow. Who is the chariot of the truth moving forward? Ratham ritapravitam, literally, ritapravitam, moving forward by the dynamic truth, Ratham, the chariot, statusha, of the one who stays. So literally, it's a bit different than Sri Aurobindo here puts. It's like of the staying one, and of the staying one, the chariot that moves forward from the dynamic truth. Yeah? So who is this staying one? But everybody translates it as Sri Aurobindo does also. That is that who is the stable and the moving. Yeah? But well, maybe also, yes, who is the stable and the moving could be. Who is staying and the chariot at the same time, moving forward by the dynamic truth. This is the paradox. Who is stable, moving not, and who is like a chariot moving by the dynamic truth. Moving and moving not. And the other paradox here is that Hotar, the invoker, the summoner of the gods, is realized, aradhi, or achieved, or he is achieved, he is realized, being seated in the Swar world, Soarnishatta. So then he is realized. Yes? He gets realized when he's seated in the Swar world, and then he makes all our actions, all the activities true. So basic, yeah?
Sorry, what is the Swar world? I'm forgetting right now.
Swar world is that beyond our mentality, what Sri Aurobindo calls overmind, yes?
Okay.
Many times it's the world of the ray of the sun. Many times, especially in the Rig Veda and in other Vedas, Swar is associated with Bhurbhuva Suvaha later, is associated with the highest world. Sri Aurobindo thought about Swar as the supermind for a long time and was interpreting Vedic texts in this way, that Swar was the supermind. Only later in 1930s, he discovered that that wasn't supermind, that was overmind. And he discovered it by experience, that power of that realm, of the mental realm, cannot transform the physical substance, cannot make changes, drastic changes in the physical. And then he understood that there is something beyond. And then he moved beyond and he discovered the supermind. So for the longest time, till 30s, he thought that Swar was the supermind. And all his interpretations of the Rig Veda are based on that. But then later he makes this correction, change. Well, the realm of this of the rays of the sun are actually connected to this.
Text me when you're ready. We've switched location and I'll come get you. We're right down the hallway.
Sure.
Remember Brian's room where he had the big screen and we all had those little chairs sitting around? But just text me and I'll come
Okay,
down and get you.
thank you, thank you. They're preparing the presentation. So now this svar nishattah is also understood as in the highest supramental realm, yeah? In a way. They do not, only some of the hymns will speak that svar is some kind of outcome of the supermind. First, reaching of the light into the darkness, and then when the light pervades the darkness, as we spoke before, yeah, the rays appear. The rays are, if you can imagine, this is the darkness, this is the sun, and when the sun reaches the darkness, it pervades it. Yeah? So the rays are nothing but extensions of the body of the sun into the darkness. Yeah? It is the body of the sun extended into the darkness. It is the sun present in the darkness through the rays. So these rays are actually the supermind, yeah? Supramental substance in a way. So in that sense, they are not very different in that sense. But in other sense, that in between there is a difference, there is a darkness, yeah, enveloping each of the rays. That is the difference. Because in the supermind, there is no darkness enveloping anything. Everything is light. Yeah? Though it is distinguished as the individualized form of being, still it is enveloped in light, in oneness of light, not in the darkness. And in that sense, it is much more effective and in this transformational power. So here we move forward.
Vladimir,
Yeah.
Vladimir, just one small question. Any this thing clues about this many nights of different forms? What could it indicate?
Virupa, yeah. This word they use very often for nights, Virupa, different in form. Or
Many nights.
Yeah, many purvih, yes. That means that there were these, in my view, you can give your interpretation. We are interpreting, we are dwelling on them. So the many nights means that there were rising and falling. Yeah? There was a process of achieving higher consciousness and bringing it down into the unregenerated being. And in different ways it was done. In different ways it was asked, because the night is that which is to be transformed. Yes? So where consciousness is lacking, where there is no consciousness in the degree it should be, there are lesser nights and greater nights in the Veda. There are deeper nights in conscient ones, and there are starry nights where there is less work is needed, where we can rest. So, but this is all possible nights, like grades of the nights, yes, so to say, closer to the, as we discuss in our course on sleep, we have subliminal nights and subconscious nights. And subconscious nights have levels upon levels. You can go deep into the pit, and you can go also in the subliminal nights, you can go higher and higher and higher to the lights. You know? So to say, basically, there are infinite grades of consciousness, not only in consciousness and higher, but also in the lower, in the nights. And why it is many, because there are many events which are, how to say, interrupted by the light events, day and night, day and night. By the way, this modulation day and night, dawn and night, these two sisters, they are exchanging the same space. One is vacating space for the other, and they're constantly modulating our movement forward. Why they are both needed? Because this is the way how the sacrifice is done. We are constantly transforming something by bringing light into the darkness. Darkness is slowly changing, and the deeper darkness reaches, the higher light is growing. And it's constantly ongoing process of moving forward. This alternation of day and night, or dawn and night. The two sisters, different in form, they are also called Virupa, different in form. And many times they even call day and night as ushas, as two ushas, as two dawns. But that is the grammatical thing, but quite interesting to think. That's like they are both ushas, because when the dawn is coming, she is shaded up, all her shades of light, all the hues of light are shaded by the night. We would not see the beauty of those hues if the night sister would not give a hand, So this is something which only Vedic rishis perceive. They love night for that. She is needed. So in that sense, he is also the master of the nights, the flame, the divine will. Because, and these two are his mothers who feed him, who make him grow. This alternation of light and night are necessary for the fire to grow more and more. They are feeding him his growth. So there are many. If you have some other interpretation, please give. Kinshuk, you have some other thoughts?
I was thinking of two different things.
Hmm.
One of them is that our life itself is a kind of night, long night, right? In which we try to invoke, in which we try to call Agni. So this could mean, in a sense, the strength I have gathered over my many lives. That would be one way of looking at it. The other would be that every time I dip into the inconscient, I gather more power as opposed to more knowledge. So this alternating of dawn with nights, I'm actually trying to mix up both. This is a second interpretation.
Yeah, it's a very nice. Well, I like both, and the second one even better. I like better because, truly speaking, to face the night really with, as Shubhendu in his Descent into Night says, his naked, his bare spirit met the naked hell. So in a way, this when the two nerves come, the spirit naked, bare with naked hell, then something happens. And there is a great achievement, achievement in realization, which we are here for. We just don't know that. We want to avoid it, to postpone it, to prolong our kind of safe state. But truly speaking, we are not here for this safety. We are here for
also because the earlier verse kind of pointedly talked about the inconscient. That is probably in my mind somewhere. The inconscient stone. So somewhere these two I feel are connected.
Very nice, very nice. For him, he entered even into the inconscient rock. Yes, because there the real shift will take place, the real change.
Yes, that's exactly what I meant. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. This is a very good insight. And there are many more insights will come, because this is the text which generates true thinking, you know. Whether we want it or not, we will be somehow directed in the way, wherever we are, in whatever context we think about this, we will be directed in the thinking which is needed for us to get to the truer comprehension. So our whole context will be slowly changing, in which we are living. And everyone has different context and a different way of approaching the text. But all of them will be valid, because they will be like aha moments. Oh, now I understand. And this rita pravitam is also an interesting word, ratha, and moving, made move forward by ritam, by the dynamic truth. Dynamic truth is always moving forward, never staying in the same space. Yeah, always new, because that's how the power of time works. Yes, time would never work otherwise. Yeah. Oh, you are muted, Kinshuk.
Sorry. What I was saying is, yes, it is so interesting because it is that chariot moving forward, powered by this alternation of night and day, and that kind of brings the rhythm of the whole universe into play. It's I find this somehow very, very interesting.
Absolutely, yes. This alternation is the rhythm, the engine, the pumping these, pistons which are giving the whole movement forward. It's true in a way, or they are the result of that force of the dynamic truth which pushes everything forward. And because we are in between light and darkness, so these have to be alternate, because you have to include all of them into this movement. Yeah, you can't include only light and leave the darkness there, because there will be no world. So
there'll be no movement, which is the world, essentially. Yeah. Jagatyang Jagat, as they say.
Absolutely. Jagat is the movement in a way, and that is the world. Yes, absolutely.
Vladimir, the image of a pendulum is coming in mind. The more it swings to one side, it has to go to the other side. So ignorance and light, dark and...
Yes. It must be everywhere, it must be in all, wherever you look, you will see these two mothers of Agni feeding him, making the divine grow here, because this is the way how it was arranged by the divine. He found the way to do it this way. By the dynamic truth, everything is moving forward. Ever advancing pilgrim, we are the spirit of that pilgrimage which we do. We can't stop. It's not possible. The moment we stop, we die. We drop everything and then start again moving in a new body. And then number 10, this is the last one. Goshu, not one more small one. Goshu prashastim vaneshu dhishe bharanta vishve balim suvarnach vitvanarach porutra saparyan piturna jivrech vivedo bharanta. Thou establishest word of thee in the ray cow and in the forests. It is as if all were bringing the sun world as offering. The sun world again comes back, swar, as the offering. Interesting. Balim is actually that offering, substantial offering of substance. Man in many parts serve thee and gather in knowledge. as from a long-lived father. I have my own interpretation. You hold an expression in the rays of light and in the delights of the forests. The heroic souls serve you in many places as if belonging to the ancient father. They spread the knowledge wealth all over. Now this father is important because we are the sparks of this Agni. We are the flames and he is our father. As if of ancient father we spread all knowledge all over. It does not belong only to us. It's not only our comprehension. It is contagious. It flames other beings, you know. But anyone who has knowledge, he may be totally silent, but around him there will be an atmosphere like around Sri Aurobindo and the mother, and people feel that atmosphere. You know? Many people say when they came to the mother with the plan to speak, they even wrote the notes because they may always forget what they wanted to say when they come to the mother. And with those notes, they go there determined to say what they have to say. But the moment they enter, they forget that they had notes, you know. This atmosphere of beauty, oneness, bliss, peace. So they totally forget what they want to say. You remember Vivekananda the same way. Many times he went to this temple of Kali to ask for his mother and so on. Ramakrishna told him, go and ask. He went there, came back. So did you ask? No, I forgot. I forgot to ask what he went for. So this is the connection. Then he told him to write down and with paper to go and not to forget, see the paper. Otherwise, consciousness switches off. And so, you hold an expression in the rays of light and in the delights of the forest. The heroic souls serve you in many places. Purutra, everywhere. As if belonging to the ancient father, they spread the knowledge wealth all over as the creator's power. Or there can be another interpretation. You establish the word pointing ever forward. This is also an interesting prashastim. Ruchas is shamsati, yes, is to point and or to distinguish in the pointing, but prashastim, pointing forward. So the word or the word which is pointing ever forward as the flame of aspiration in search of the rays of consciousness and the embodied delights of immortality. So Vaneshu, Dhishe, Goshu. Goshu in the cows, Vaneshu in the forests. Why cows and forests? Because Goshu in the rays of consciousness or seeking, they gave in search of the rays of higher consciousness and in search of the delights or of immortality. Because Vaneshu Vanam is the embodiment of Soma. Soma as ambrosia, as delight, as immortality. Yeah? That Soma is the substance, living organic substance, which gives which gives life to all the creatures. It is also food for us and enjoyment and our own living body. So in these delights of immortality and in the lights of consciousness, you establish the word which is pointing forward. This is the idea. And the heroic souls of man, that is our souls, and together with the gods as our powers, in many ways, in many places, They worship him, they seek him, they want him, they aspire to him, they serve him, they live for him, growing here, as of the Father, ancient Father. They spread the knowledge wealth all over. So these are the allusions, yeah, Vedic allusions, connections, very subtle. And the last verse, very small half verse, and we will stop here. Sadhurna gridhnuch asteva shurach yateva bhimach tveshach samatsu. Very powerful statement, final. He is like an efficient in works and hungry to seize, heroic like one shooting arrows, terrible like an assailant charging. He is a splendor in our battles. There are two interpretations of mine. Perfect like the grabber, the one who is grabbing. Hero like the archer. Frightening like the attacker, violent in the battles. And there is another newer interpretation of yesterday or some day ago. Impatient like the one who is totally focused on the goal. It's interesting because sadhu is the one who leads you to their goal. Yeah? For me, a sadhana, that which is leading you to the aim of your journey, of your endeavor. Gribnuch, sadhur na gribnuch. He is like the one who is focused on his achievement. The grabber. He is the grabber as if he is focused on his achievement. Yeah? Impatient, like the one who is totally focused on the goal. Interesting psychological thing. Yeah? If I'm totally focused on the goal, I can't allow other things to come in because I'm like that hound of heaven, Sarama. She's flying towards the goal. She doesn't see anything else. She wants the goal. So in that case, in that sense, he's impatient, like the one who is totally focused. Impatient is the wrong word, but in this case, it will play that paradoxical meaning. Courageous like the archer releasing an arrow. Why courageous? Interesting. Shura. He's like a hero releasing an arrow. Asteva Shura. Terrible like the attacking soldier. Yateva Bhimach. He's terrible, terrifying like the Yatri, the one who attacks. Fierce in battles. Tvesha samatsu. Interesting word tvesha, it is flaming. Trivendra translates splendor. He's a splendor in our battles. Sounds much better. Splendor is power and flame together. Tvesh has this meaning of flaming with power. And this is the end of the hymn. Suddenly, this Kshatriya, affirmation of Agni. Just don't forget who he is, yes? And all those nice things. Now remember and feel him present. Okay, here I stop. And if you have some thoughts, please. Yeah, some other thoughts?
Can I say something, Vladimir?
Yeah, please go ahead.
That's just a feeling. I might be wrong. I feel the verse 4, where many nights of different forms have increased him, and that verse is related, or is this last verse, last line. He's like one here is trying to explain different possibilities, different forms. So they look like they're kind of connected. Like this is the further explanation of different forms. We were talking about many nights, as Kenshuk said that many nights is the lives. He was like this night's word symbolizing the life, but different forms means different forms in different ways, where it says like in different like terrible part, heroic part, every different form, different way it can exist.
Yeah, yeah. I totally agree. I know where you are heading at. It's very difficult to find what is many forms. Many forms in what? In its character, in its context, in its impact, in many different ways, substance, and so on. Yes. So levels of consciousness. We try to actually to cover this. But of course, it's never enough. You have to come back to these many forms. Yes, Nidhi. It was you, Nidhi, was talking.
Shiv.
We both are together here, but
Okay, okay,
Shiv.
because we don't see you, that's why we just
Sorry.
don't know. Okay. Lovely, you could join. Our group is quite big, 16 people. It's very nice to have. In the group of studies of the Rig Veda, usually it's never so many. There are always few people are interested in all this old stuff. Give us something new. But it is something we must recover in us. The origins of our group soul. We have to remember what we are here for. And it's a pleasure, just sheer poetry and highest psychology, philosophy, everything put together in one text. There's nothing of the kind in the world. There are many great philosophies, Upanishads and Gita, there are tantras, there's so much already created, but nothing of this kind. Yeah? It doesn't explain things, it acts upon consciousness. It's as if we are becoming the rishi, or the aspirant. We feel the aspirant within. This is what is doing to us. It's another format. That's why they call it that it is not really the jnana. Yeah, it is more karma. Karma, in a sense, it acts upon us. And then later they used it for the rituals, because how else would you use this text? It was used as svadhyaya, to read to yourself, to enlighten yourself in the secret place. But then later it shifted and started to be used in rituals and in the temples later. So, but then it lost its meaning. It became a text only for the rituals. Yes, Kinshuk, you wanted to say?
Yeah, I wanted to say that simply tracing Rishi Parashar's movement through all these verses gave me a very strange feeling, how he went from what seemed quite a simple verse to these last verses are very telling. I mean, I just don't know how much complexity is there in these last descriptions of how Agni moves through the thing. It's just amazing. I was very surprised with the whole thing.
Right. It's much more complex than we expect.
When we started out, it was a simpler kind of rhythm, like this, like that, not like this. I mean, it was more than this, more than that. And then it has gone to something else entirely. Thank you very much, Vladimir.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for being part of this important study and satsang, that we all come in the light of the Rig Veda, and Sri Aurobindo's interpretation. It's a great thing to do. There's something happening, some sacrifice, in the world. All these parts of the earth are connected. Suddenly those threads of the rishis are becoming more alive, more luminous. and it impacts the world. Suddenly new thoughts people receive, or they do better deeds, or they realize better thoughts, and we don't know why. Because somewhere there, that Rig Veda is sounding still like a heartbeat, of the whole group soul. Great. Thank you all. And so I will close with mantra. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Hari Om.